Cool. Hey.
Mark.
Yeah, well, I'm joined today by Rob Hedequist of HedequistX and Coach Ronin.
Ronin Awaken coaching, yeah. Great to
And
be here.
I obviously know Rob because one, we obviously run together, but then two, we actually use Rob in our basically leadership development stuff that we do for our individual employees, as well as myself when we go running.
Right.
And so, in the spirit of kind of, one, I know him, but two, like I basically, like how I use someone like you, basically, if I can say it like this. Yeah, like how I use someone like he's it's just someone to like a sounding board, right? Like I use you, like you're like telling me stuff as we run or when you come to the offices.
Yeah.
And then I can take that little nugget and basically run off of it for like a year straight,
Absolutely.
But you're working with like CEOs, like, athletes, like all this stuff, right?
Right.
But like, I don't know, like tell the audience, like, you know us, so I don't know if you want to talk about us necessarily, but just like, like what do you see, like 2019, like what's happening with whatever in your world?
Yeah, so great questions. And I love working with you guys. Love working with you. Have a great time out on the runs. You do. It's one of the great things about what I do from a business consulting or executive coaching or business owner coaching perspective is, what I get juiced about is when people really have a great open dialogue with me. Yeah. And based upon that open dialogue, they formulate their own opinions around the direction they need to go. So I really help them to get into a mindset of being able to solve their own problems and come up with their own solutions in order to be able to move forward. And so that's what I really get juiced about.
Yeah.
I think as we take a look into 2019, there's a lot of trends that are happening. I think the most important things that I like to drive home to everybody, whether it be from a business perspective or personal perspective, is that there's really three areas to continue to stay focused on. One is being authentic. So whether you're in business or personal life, remain authentic to who you are, remain authentic to what your business does. So that's so critical on a daily basis to stay in alignment with that. The second thing is that execution always trumps thought. So a lot of times we bog down in just thinking about things, when actually we should be moving into action and putting into action and executing on the ideas and the thought process that we have, either to drive our personal lives forward or from a business perspective, what can we do today, the number one thing to drive our own business forward today and make some things happen. They're going to get us to goals for this week. Those weekly goals are going to get us to our monthly goals. Those monthly goals are going to get us to quarterly goals. And the end result is going to get us to our yearly goals and affect the bottom line from a business and a personal perspective. So,
hell yeah.
So
all that.
So all that. And I think that the last thing is really is for most people is that, we don't spend enough time really working on a total person package. And it's the same from a business perspective. From a business perspective, you've got your business that runs, but it's also comprised of all the employees that work within your business as well. And so you always have to be on the constant lookout, how do I improve the overall well-being of not only the organization, but how do I improve the overall well-being of myself personally as well? Mm-hmm. And that's what's so great about getting out and running with you and working out with you and really diving into the things that we dive into, because we're tapping into a different part of our mind, getting our thought process going.
Yeah. I mean, again, everything he said, if you listen to all that, where are we at minutes-wise?
We are at 4 minutes.
Okay, cool. I mean, I use it too. It's like, whether someone, I'm going to talk candidly. Someone wants to, whether they're trying to acquire us or invest in us, or a customer that might be, nuts, or whatever it might be, Like, I kind of use it because, again, like someone who's kind of been there, done that. He's been an executive. He's been in the military. He's kind of been there. Like, that's why I like to find somebody that's done something versus someone who's just teaching from a book. And so I've always appreciated that, about you, too.
Thanks, Mark.
And then, what was the other thing I wanted to say was about, you said authenticity for sure. Total wellness in terms of the person. I guess what else?
I think the other biggest thing is accountability, right?
Yeah.
You can't move yourself forward unless you're willing to remain accountable to yourself.
Yeah.
And from a business perspective, to your business, to your shareholders, to your board. But from a personal perspective, on a daily basis, You know, you have to get up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, am I really achieving the things that I've set out to achieve in my life?
Mm-hmm.
Am I really making an impact in those? Am I really moving forward in the best way that I possibly can? Am I meeting my goals, or am I not meeting my goals? Because that accountability piece becomes so important as we measure our progress on a go-forward basis.
I actually remember what I was going to say.
Okay, good.
This, I mean, again, I only know how to talk one way, you know. But like, just tell like when we first started getting into this, where we were and where we are today as a company.
Yeah. So you know, when you and I first sat down, it was over a year ago.
Yep.
You know, you've got this incredible vision, you and Daniel, for DevHub on a go-forward basis.
Yeah.
It's a remarkable vision, and it's going to and continues to potentially change the marketplace as it relates to what you're doing from landing pages and with RallyMind. And when we first sat down, you were in a thought process of how am I going to grow the business?
Mm-hmm.
You wanted to grow the business. And so we sat down, we took a look at where you're at. You came up with some very solidified action steps that you should take as it related to how we're going to move DevHub forward. And you have doubled the number of instances, which is your metric and measurement from when we first started over a year ago, which is remarkable.
Double it and more or less blew it out. Because basically I gave him I was like, hey, listen, by basically my birthday last year, if we didn't hit a certain mark, you know, like I was like, can't do it. We're not going to just slow grind this thing for another 11 years. Yeah. And then now we're kind of, I guess, as they said in Independence Day, lighting the tires and kicking the whatever it was.
You are lighting the tires, and you're no longer on a slow grind.
Yeah.
I mean, you're making remarkable progress on a monthly basis, and the number of instances and customers that you're having continues to grow because they see the benefit of what you guys bring to the table.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Like I said, I take the nuggets on our runs and
no, you do.
I run with it.
It's
I
awesome.
run with it. You know,
No,
I
that's
run
great.
with it. You know, because it's like I don't need like the every week kind of thing. You know, even though we do run every week.
We do run every
But
week.
that doesn't count. But you know,
No.
like it's still like I take the nuggets.
We
You know.
don't talk about detailed business
Yeah,
things on
exactly,
every run. We
yeah.
talk about them when they are important to you, and when there may be an area that I can help you out in.
Yep,
Yeah,
perfect.
great.
I will link HedequistX below. This is Coach Rob, and thanks for joining us
Have a great
today
weekend,
at
everyone.
DevHub.
Yep, thank you.